Did I forget anything? I hope not. Here we are coming up. Restream is starting. I see you. I see me. Let's do the audio and let's play the music. And here we go. Can you hear it, Sherry?
Yep, I hear it.
Hey.
So you wanna be a cool kid, hanging with the ink set.
You want to hang out with us? We're two saucy dames.
Cool and fine, asking you thinking it. So you wanna be
Here we go, the bridge.
lonely girl.
Thank you to Serge Hoffman for writing the music for my song. We're going to go back and play that at the end. I'm Bonnie D, and this is
Sherry Meyer.
and oh, we're using last names today. I'm just going to go with D. There you go. How are you, Sherry?
I'm doing good, Bonnie. How are you?
Good. Get a little closer to your mic. I need a little more from you. I want to hear you really, really, really
Let me
well.
pull it up a little closer. How's that?
There you go. I love it. How have you been?
Very busy. I emptied my whole house downstairs because I'm having my hardwood floors redone.
Is
You have
this
to pretty
this
much
home-
move out of your house for a week.
is this home renovation season? I had my kitchen redone and I didn't have water for 3 weeks in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
I don't want to hear any bad horror stories. I'm hoping
No, it's
dogs are in the
beautiful.
kennel. I'm going to the shore. I'm hoping I come back and the floors are
Oh.
all done and that my daughter has crossed her legs and not delivered her baby until I get back.
Well, that was a provocative statement. See,
Well,
everybody, we are too saucy. That was a good one, Sherry. Sherry, I'm going
if
to
all
go ahead.
this comes together this next week, it's going to be a miracle.
We will do a little praying and a little crossing of legs for you and your daughter. Wishing Kayla all the best and a happy, healthy baby. Do we know what it's going to be?
Yes, it's going to be another boy
Okay.
because I don't have enough grandsons in my life climbing the walls.
Listen, I used to do stand up. I tell people I'm the low budget green room warm up comedian. I think you're going to have to join me on the warm up comedy there, Sherry. That was pretty good, actually. I
Yes.
want to read the opening so people know who in the heck we are and why they are or are not watching. If any, Sherry, wave hello. We're on LinkedIn. We're on
Hello.
Facebook. We're streaming, and YouTube. Hello, everybody. So you know us well. This is a new version. You know us well, Bonnie D and Sherry M too, seasoned in tech. We love what we do. From LinkedIn's halls to social's embrace, we share insights and strategies in this savvy people space. Do you like that, Sherry? And
That's
now on We Dish, we're here to play, lightening up life in a fresh, fun way, chatting on culture, wacky news we adore, music, food, and laughter, and oh, so much more. No politics here, just joy and delight. Join us live or on demand. Find us day or night. Meet us for real with your questions in tow. Comments are welcome. Just be nice. You know, you know. Bonnie D and Sherry M, your two TOO saucy dames. Together we dish on life's happy games. What do you think? You like it?
Oh, yes.
Thank
Love it.
you. I
Love it.
edited it. You know, I use ChatGPT, and I've been getting broiled alive for that by some people recently. How dare you? How could you? What's wrong
Can't
with you?
beat them. Join them.
Uh,
I
uh,
listened to a really good AI podcast for the Marketing Institute, and this thing is just growing by leaps and bounds so fast. I
yep,
mean,
I know. It's here.
yeah, it's here. You got to adapt.
It's here. So give us the overview of who you are. Let's do a quick bio.
Okay, I'm Sherry Meyer, and I've been an HR tech expert. And today I do executive communications and work for an SAP technology firm. And on the side, in my spare time, I'm a mom and a grandmother, and I like to do bar 3 classes and go out and dance to my daughter's music.
Very, very nice. And your daughter's music is, tell us a little more. Come on.
It's Chelsea Lynn Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
She's into pop punk. She writes her own music. She can find her music on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere. And we just came back from Wisconsin. We were there at a music festival. Yes, we were there at a music festival for all original artists that she was invited to. It's called Mile of Music. It's a fantastic experience.
Oh, I like that.
All put on by volunteers in the community. Such a great community. I always said last year when we were invited, I said, Wisconsin was not on my bucket list, Chelsea, but I'll go with you. And I got there and I was like, oh my God, I would move here. The people are so lovely. The community is so strong. but that was fun. But yes, Chelsea Lynn Meyer. Check her out.
Spell last name for everybody.
Meyer and
Okay.
Chelsea, Chelsea,
Lynn.
and Lyn. Chelsea
One
Lynn
N. That's
Meyer.
what I wanted you to say. Okay, Chelsea Lynn, my just gave you a plug. Well, these are my red drummer sticks, and I haven't used them in a while. Nobody here wants to play Motown or rock or roll or blues. They all want to do California Dreamin' and I don't know, Southern rock or something like that. But I'll get a band together one of these years.
You
Don't worry if
gotta
I
break
live.
the mold. You'll find
I,
someone.
I will. So here's my bio. Live radio, creator, producer, host of 57, 58, I think almost 60 radio series over a number of years. I'm a storyteller. I tell a lot of stories. A playwright, romantic comedies. I'm an artist. Acrylic paint pouring, glitter glue, and watercolors, whatever I feel like, in collages. Drummer, poet, MC, creator of the 3-minute soundbite thought leadership roundtable. That's a mouthful. What it means is I get people together on panels. This is my only one-on-one show I do here on Two Saucy Dames. And I get really smart people to come and talk about technology topics and creativity topics, not interviews, just interactive roundtables where we share ideas and we talk in 3-minute sound bites. So no lecturing, no advice to the audience, no selling, and no politics. I'm a former stand-up, just trying to be funny sitting down now. But Sherry, your opening joke was so good. I'm going to pass that crown over to you. So here we are. My goodness gracious. We have 3 topics as always. First topic is, you go first, Sherry. Special guests are coming for dinner at your home this Saturday. Now, today is August what? 15th, and it is a Thursday. So you've got 2 days to plan. What would you cook if you have a favorite dish that you love to cook for the main course? What are the sides you'll serve it with? I hate the word sides. What else will be on the table with it? And what's for dessert? If you don't cook, where would you go for takeout and what would you order? Sherry, you go.
So see, this is so interesting because in the beginning, when I was first married, had my own house, I was like, I would want to try these fantastic gourmet meals. Like I would try crepes and make fancy crepes and stuff. And yeah, and I would, have my brothers and their wives over for dinner. And now I'm more about enjoying the moment and the people. So typically what we'll do is we'll have a game night and we'll have potluck. Everybody brings something different.
Oh.
And it's fun because everybody has a different idea, of what, should fit in, or so we get to taste all this different food and desserts too. Desserts are included, whatever everybody brings, and it's relaxing for me. There's just cleanup, which we all help to do, and it's just fun. So I'm more about the fun than I am about cooking today.
That I never expected that. You are too saucy, TOO. Well, I thought of what I would actually cook because I still like to cook. And now that I have this new renovated kitchen, it's even more fun, although I'm careful not to spill or do anything because everything looks so nice and new and shiny. Anyway, I developed a recipe for turkey meatballs because, Sherry, I gave up red meat. I do eat
I do
some
that
pork.
too. We'll have to trade. Yeah.
We will. And I developed a recipe a couple years ago for turkey meatballs, and they are so good and such a surprise. I would probably prepare that over penne pasta. And for dessert, I would probably do something I haven't done in years. I used to have a favorite recipe for homemade chocolate mousse that was just divine. I know, I know, I know. I think it involves some dark chocolate chips and some rum
Yeah.
and heavy cream. I have to go find the recipe, but that's what I would serve. Very simple. Maybe fresh green beans with a little bit of butter, and I use Johnny's seasoned salt on them. I'm watching my salt, but the recipe for the turkey meatballs is you take a pound of ground turkey, and it could be, I get the 85, 15%.
Mhm.
So if you get it too low on fat, it's just cardboard that's
Dry,
pink.
yeah.
It doesn't do anything. And I put it in a bowl and I add 1 egg and I add some breadcrumbs. You could use panko. I don't use the seasoned ones. And then I add a little bit of maybe tarragon, basil, oregano, a little bit of seasoned salt, not much. And then
Garlic.
garlic salt. I don't have any fresh garlic right now. And then I would either chop some Vidalia onions into that mix, or I would saute them first in a pan with a little bit of olive oil.
Mm.
Mhm. And then I mix up, clean hands, take off the rings, very clean hands, mix up all this, the eggs and the ground
Mhm.
and the breadcrumbs and the turkey, and mix it up until it's very mushy but formable. Then I take an ice cream scoop or whatever you have, and I just pat a little bit in so it's round. I have heated up the oil with the onions, or perhaps the onions, as I said, are in the mix. And then I drop very gently, not to splatter, these meatballs, which are not big round, oh, like you got in an Italian restaurant. These are almost a little bit flat on one side. And I put about 12 of them in the pan, and I shake the pan a little bit, get them brown a little on the bottom, and then gently turn them over so they brown. Then I mix the sauce, and here's the surprise. I take a measuring cup, Pyrex, the old-fashioned kind, and I use sweet baby Ray's sweet barbecue sauce with honey. And I fill about a third of a cup with that in this measuring. And then I add some regular Heinz ketchup to it and stir it up and add water and mix it up until it's a red sauce. And I might microwave it so it's just warm and dissolved for a minute so it doesn't splatter all over the microwave. I pour this over the meatballs as they're cooking, just to cover.
Oh,
And then I cover it with a great big lid, and I shake it a couple times, and I leave it on medium heat so it doesn't burn, it doesn't scorch, it doesn't dry, for about 20 minutes. Unbelievable, the aroma
I
in the
never thought
kitchen.
of doing them with barbecue sauce. I'm
Jerry,
a
the
diehard
combination, think of all of the ingredients in the barbecue sauce and in the
Yeah.
ketchup. Think
Yeah.
you've got your tomatoes, you got a little sugar, you got
Yeah.
spices, you got a little chili pepper, probably. Unbelievable. They are almost dessert. They're almost that good. And
I'm gonna
serve
have to
them.
try that.
I will
Some
send you my
tomato
recipe
sauce
and serve it
and
over pasta. I like penne. I use the twirly rigatoni, some rigoletti, I don't know, that's an opera, and sometimes spaghetti. And you can even take really good whole grain bread and dip it in the sauce if you make enough.
wow.
And you could serve it over rice too if you like. And
Yeah,
so
rice would be nice.
so you can bring all your family over for dinner, and I'll serve that.
Okay.
Okay,
We'll
that's
be right down.
okay. Next, if
You'll
you
be
could go
sorry.
to any museum in the world, where would you go? Price is no object. Flying is no object.
Oh,
Where would you go?
price is no object. That's awesome.
Where could you go?
That's good that price is no object, because I have Spain on my bucket list, and where I really would love to go is to the Guggenheim in Bilbao, Spain. Because it's the architecture. I'm really an architecture freak. Even when I go to any city or anywhere, I'm like really like into the buildings and the doorways and everything. And this museum is just amazingly constructed. The architecture of it is so stunning. I would just love to go there and see that. And then it's mostly modern and contemporary art inside, which I think would also be a switch from what I've done, in the past.
Well, I would like to go back to my roots in New York and go to MoMA, the Museum of Modern Art, because I remember
a good
going
visit.
there. Oh, I spent hours in teen years and early adulthood at the Met and at MoMA, and I love MoMA. I love a little button you get to put when you give the donation at the door. It's at 53rd Street between 5th and 6th, Midtown. Lovely. It was originally conceived back in 1929 by Abby Aldrich Rockefeller, Lily P. Bliss, I don't know who she is, and Mary Quinn Sullivan. So 3 women conceived MoMA, which is interesting. It's almost like Mama. I'm not going to say anything about that because I just realized it. Yeah, on the second floor is where I would go. Each presentation on the second floor is an individual topic, an individual artist, an individual medium or discipline, a moment in time. And there is now an exhibit, Sherry, you're not going to believe this, called Mike Kelly, Kelley, Deodorized Central Mass with Satellites. And Mike Kelly goes to secondhand thrift stores and yard sales and finds discarded plush toys. And he sews them together. I'm not kidding. I could go to a link and show you. He goes and he sews them together so the faces are not seen. And he makes these arrangements of central mass of these fluffy animals sewn together and then satellites around them. He doesn't want you to see the face because that would elicit an emotional or sentimental response. These are abstract sculptures he calls deodorizers because they release a pine-scented mist into the air. I'm not kidding you. Should I try to get a link here and see if we can show it?
I think you need to put that link in the show notes.
All right, let me go. I'm gonna have to get rid of the sound link here. Hold
why
on.
do I always think my ideas are stupid?
What did you just say?
Why do I always think my ideas are stupid? And then someone goes and makes an art exhibit up out of
Can you see this? Can you see this full screen or not? Yes? You're looking at it?
Do you know how many stuffed animals we have? Oh my God.
I can imagine. Here it is. Can you see it? Collection 1980s to the present, Mike Kelly's deodorant, and here's
Beautiful.
what they look like. Is that something? I finally figured out if I put this on my second screen, you won't have to look at all my desktop stuff. Let me get this out of here. The Discovery Helper won't go away no matter how much I deny it. Is that something? Mike Kelly began making sculptures. Here's another of you. Are you able to see this as I'm scrolling, Sherry?
Yeah,
Look at
absolutely.
this. They're hanging.
I'm stunned.
I just happened to go to MoMA and took a look and I discovered this. Let's see if we can get this to blow up. I don't know. Oh my God, yes.
Wow.
Look at this. The stuffed animals sewn together. See the bunnies and the bears?
Yeah.
My mother would say
And the
bears.
color arrangements that he's done.
Is that something? Let's see if we can do a couple more. We could spend the whole show doing this.
I
don't
wonder
know.
I wonder how he conceives of the shape of these things. Or if he just
And look at the
starts
colors
putting
on
them
this. They're
together.
just gorgeous. Look at this. These are discarded. He's talking about darkly humorous monuments to lost innocence and repressed trauma. This is called contrasting the degraded consequences of consumer excess with the slick, reductive forms of modernism. I can't believe who wrote this. I don't know. He taunts the hierarchies between higher art and mainstream culture, between obsessive hygiene and moral decline. I didn't realize we were giving a museum tour. Let me go back and do a couple more. Is this something?
Yeah. Now
Aren't
I want
they
to go there.
Aren't they gorgeous? So we'll take a field trip to MoMA. So I'm going to stop the
Okay.
share there. Stop the share. Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, that was fun.
I'm glad. So now I know I could share on the second screen and not have to show everything here. Okay.
Oh,
And our
no.
next topic is wacky headlines. So what have you got? You do one, then I'll do one. You do one, I'll do one.
Do you have friends that
Do I have friends? Not a lot, Sherry.
Your friends, period. Okay. Do you have friends that play video games or whose like children play video games nonstop? Grown adults.
My kids used to.
Yeah. I just saw this headline that said a dedicated gamer from Saudi Arabia earned a Guinness World Record by hooking up 444 video consoles to a single TV.
No. No, not possible.
Yeah, he used an Excel spreadsheet to keep track of which switch boxes and converters he needed to turn on to play each console. But can you imagine sitting around? I mean, the guy's probably a genius.
I want to know what the world's record was before he hooked up the 440. Was it 439 or was it 3?
Right. What? Yeah. Well, it's amazing to me what the world's records are, what there are world's records for. But that someone sat there, he said he had set up 444 consoles, more than 30 RCA switchers, and 12 HDMI switchers, and various other modes of connection. And after a while, he says, I noticed that I had a big stack of gaming consoles that I couldn't play. The TV ports are limited, and if I wanted to play, I could either unplug the existing console or I could keep everything and add more switchers and converters. By adding more switchers, the idea came to my mind that connect all the gaming consoles I have to the TV and then contact Guinness World Records because this project is unique.
You ever heard of the initials NBTD, Sherry?
No.
Nothing better to do.
Well, yeah, 100%.
I'm sorry, I just made
He
that
did
up.
say the setup requires careful cable management.
Of
So
course it does.
there is
course.
that. So if you need
How
help
old was he?
with
How old was
cable-
this guy? How old?
I don't know if it says. Let's see.
It should say. Anywhere?
Not yet.
The reason I ask is because my first headline is involving a young lady who's 17. I'm wondering if there's a comparison with age there.
It doesn't say, but we'll have to Google some more and see if we can find his age
Check it
in
out.
an article.
Well,
I'm still floored.
I have an article from the New York Times from July 30th of this year, and the headline says, in a tiny fishing village in Tahiti, Olympic surfers will ride the world-famous Tihupo'o swell and compete for gold, but at what cost? Close your eyes and imagine. You ready, Sherry? Ready?
Okay.
You're submerged in cold water, darkness above you and beneath you. You've been swimming for hours. You will be in the water for many more. Every 30 minutes, you receive a feed of liquid carbs that taste like strawberry lemonade from your coach who follows you in a nearby boat. The salt water is swelling your face and your lips. You're tired. You think about your friends. You cannot stop swimming. And why? And who does this describe? Maya Marriage, Merhige, Merhige, Maya 17, went through 11 hours, 39 minutes this month. This was this July, as she swam 23 miles across the English Channel from England to France. This is what a 17-year-old did. She earned, you ready for this? Her winning trophy was the Triple Crown of Open Water Swimming, which includes 20.1 miles of the Catalina Channel in California and 28.5-mile swim around the island of Manhattan in New York. That's what this 17-year-old did.
Have you seen that movie Naiad about Diana?
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah, everything you said in the beginning is like just what they show when she's out there in the water swimming. And I watched this movie and went, first of all, in the water for that long, and then I don't know how they do it. God bless
I
them.
don't
That's
either.
stamina.
But this is a 17-year-old, and she is now the Triple Crown
They
winner of
think about
open water
sharks and
swimming.
other things too, Bonnie.
Didn't
There's
even
stuff in the water.
and there's bad stuff in the water that's just not sharks, too. We know that. Okay. So what's your headline number 2?
I think it's Animal Day. There were so many animal headlines on the news, funny news today, but a peacock was captured in Cape Cod, Massachusetts after he left his home. The thing that I found funny was that he's not the only pet peacock in Cape Cod.
Not the only peacock.
No,
kept in
and
Cape
did you
Cod.
know if this happens to you and you happen to run across someone's peacock, you shouldn't feed them because they will find their way home eventually, but not if they're being fed.
Did you just say if you happen to run across somebody's
Yeah,
peacock?
you happen to run across a peacock.
I'm not sure if we should have X-rated the show today, Sherry. You're being very saucy.
I'm still looking up the man who hooked up 444 consoles.
I know. We really have to find him. So shall I go to my number 2 headline?
Yeah, go.
The Olympic Village in Paris was running on double chocolate muffins, according to food suppliers Sodexo Live, which told People's Magazine it was serving 2,000 chocolate muffins a day.
Wow.
How can
How many athletes were there?
How many what?
How many athletes were there?
I don't know. That I don't have. I should. When you're looking up the age of that person, I'll look up the number. So, how do people who are not Olympians get these muffins? And the answer is don't know. So, there's a woman, a baker named Cassie with a K, K-A-S-A-I-E, Mendieta. Looks like diet, Mendieta. She took a deep dive into muffin making to develop a recipe that comes close to the real thing. The article was very long. The ingredients are not on my shelf for yours, I guarantee it. But just let me read this briefly. She says, no, I'm not an Olympian, so I have no access to the muffins at the Olympic dining hall, nor am I a European university student, because the muffins are also sold in their cafeterias. So how is this non-athletic American college dropout going to get her hands on the muffin? She's going to make them. The brand that is used is called Coup de Pâté, and the muffin is the Maxi, M-A-X-I, Muffin Chocolate Intense. She says, I searched the website for an ingredient list, no avail. The only thing I could gather were the muffins had dark and milk chocolate and soy in some form, maybe oil. So I started from scratch. And she developed the recipe, and she said, without a muffin for me to compare it to, it was insanity. But apparently, she tried and she came up with something. I don't have the whole recipe here, but you can find it at I Bake Mistakes, IBAKEMISTAKES.substack.com. And you can find her there,
God.
Cassie Mendieta. What do you think of that? Cool beans? Cool
Also,
chocolate?
someone who doesn't have enough to do in their life, but I would be into the muffins, eating the muffins.
The
So
list I saw in that article, Sherry, there were about 50 ingredients.
did she just keep adding things? And
She apparently found something similar, and then she experimented, and she made a whole blog a whole Substack about it. So I'll send you the link. Anyway,
I still can't find the age of this kid, but it says in Reddit, they're saying he probably complains he has no games to play.
What's your third headline?
This is creepy. A sewer crew removes a monster 110-pound fat berg.
Excuse me, a what?
A fat berg.
What's a
England's
fat berg?
Southern water said a team of blockage busters destroyed a quote monster 110-pound fatberg blocking us. This is like the blob, the old 50s movie.
Yeah.
Now, this was a blog of fat blocking the sewer. 110
No,
pounds.
no.
Yes.
Did somebody
Responded to
have
the company responded to a complaint about blocked sewer, and they went down there and they found the blockage was a 110-pound fat bird.
is it possible that this is going to sound awful? I shouldn't even say this, but of course I will. Is it possible that there was a surgical suite nearby where somebody had fat removal surgery and this was the
Ooh,
discarded? Think about it. Where would you get that much fat?
well, I don't know. This says it was a solid mass of non-biodegradable solids, which could
Yeah,
be mixed
yeah.
with oil, grease, and fats.
Kind of disgusting.
And there could have been oil, grease, and fats in the sewer line that just you could be onto
Co
something.
just could have been, or just coagulated over years of not being clean. That's disgusting. That's absolutely
Yeah.
disgusting. I'm going to change it to another find, unearthed. Our stories we're running parallel here for some reason. And we didn't talk about this before. We just
No, we
agreed on
don't
the.
talk.
So
We don't
here we
talk.
go. This is from artnet, artnet.com. Archaeologists in Turkey unearth a literal pot of gold. This is a story from this month, 2024, by a writer named Tim Brinkoff. Listen, archaeologists from the University of Michigan, Brown University, and Sinop, SANOP University, have found a pot of gold coins while surveying the ruins of Notion, Notion. It's a real place, an ancient Greek colony in Western Turkey. The coins, called darics, Darics, I like to spell, Sherry, dated back to the 5th century BCE and were likely used to pay Greek and barbarian mercenaries involved in military operations around the city, which apparently was being contested who owned the city. They found in a small pot underneath the courtyard of a Hellenistic mansion the gold coins engraved with the image of a kneeling archer. According to Christopher Ratte, Ratte with an accent aigu on the E, a professor of ancient Mediterranean archaeology and director of the Notion Archaeological Project, the design of the coins is typical of Persian darics, which changed little over the course of the currency's lifespan and were likely minted in the Persian city of Sardis, 60 miles north of Notion. And he says, in the case of this hoard, unlike most cases where you don't know the provenance of the provenance of the gold because it's been so many centuries, we know precisely where it was found, and we have a great deal of circumstantial evidence on when it was deposited. Because of their value, he speculated whoever buried the coins encountered only the gravest misfortune before they could retrieve them. I don't have how much they are worth in today's money, but this is news from this month. So
Where
I have
where are
I have
those
a
coins now? What they do with those coins?
I
And
don't
I'm
know. I'm going to go to
disappointed
surveying
that
the
it wasn't
ruins.
in Ireland with the
Here, you want me to
leopard.
share the screen? Let me share the
Yeah.
screen again. Hold on. Screen share to take a look. Oh, I'm just full of information today. Notion Archaeological Survey, extraordinary resource, a well-preserved and almost completely unexplored ancient city on the seaside in Western Turkey. A journey through time. And here are the explorers, and they're talking about antiquity, and I don't see anything about the gold here. Fortifications of Notion. And let's see if they have anything. This is more about here's Christopher Ratte. Okay, here's a lecture. Okay, and I don't see anything about the gold here, but this was the link to Notion. So
That was a previously undiscovered city, town.
it's been apparently an archaeological find for years, but they just discovered the pot of gold.
Wow.
It's free of vegetation and modern buildings, exceptionally well suited to archaeological surveys, focused on mapping and documentation of visible remains. There you go. Interesting.
That's pretty
Beautiful
cool.
place. Very,
Yeah.
very cool. So I'm going to stop the share there. So that's my third article. Anything you want to say before we close, and I can go get my share for the audio here soon?
No, I'm gonna start packing for the shore and get out of town.
You're getting out of town. What am I going to do? My kitchen project is supposed to be finished today. It involved a surprise of needing to cut through walls in the kitchen, walls in the living room, walls in the hallway to uncover old plumbing that has all since been replaced for one new sink. And the painter who Patch the Walls is coming to paint today, and I'm hoping everything will be painty hunky-dory by the time he's finished. But I do have the use of water after 3 weeks in my new kitchen, Sherry, and I'm
It
very, very
reminds me of
happy.
the old Three Stooges episode, and I'm really dating myself here, but my brothers and my ex-husband and his brothers always watched the Three Stooges reruns. The episode where, if you ever watched it, where they're plumbers and they're continually blocking up holes. They do one thing,
Uh-huh.
start spurting out water somewhere else. It's kind of what your episode reminds me of. You should
There you
watch.
go. And I did want to share one thing. I'm still working on my Kitty Apple Facebook, my videos of my children's book from my mom started the theme, the concept years ago, many years ago. And I've discovered an app called sketch.metademolab.com. It's a free
Yeah.
animation website. I'll send you the link, and I
Okay.
have animated the characters, and they are so damn cute and funny. I sometimes just play them on my browser when I worked 14 hours yesterday. I play these if I can find them. Do you got a second? Let me see if I can find
Yeah,
them
let's
and
see
just
if you can pull them up.
just play one of the videos here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I'm pulling up all kinds of stuff here I don't want to pull up here. Okay, let me go put this on my other screen, and I will share this video here. And hold on a second. Let me get it here. All right. I'm going to share. Let me get rid of the sound. I can only do one share at a time. So I always want to say Sunny and share. Let's go to screens. Let's go to second screen, and you should be able to see. And this is Kitty.
Aw,
Are you ready? I created him in Night
adorable.
Cafe Studio, and this is where he's walking. Is that cute? I'll show you
That
another
is
one.
really
I'll show
cute.
you another one. Here he's dancing. Let me get this here on the screen. He wants to jump to the other screen. He's dancing now. Watch, watch. Is that something? This is
That's
a
adorable.
free program, and let me see if I can find one more that Mama. Let's see. I have Mama. His mother is doing, let's see what she's doing here. She's walking across the screen. Let's get this over here. You got to watch because she's not on the screen right now. Here she comes. She's wearing a blue apron and she's got an apple on her. That's Mama Katrina. And let me see if I can find one more. We also have a character named Farmer Mac. And let's see what Farmer Mac is doing right now. Let's get to Farmer Mac back and forth. We'll do this. They keep jumping to my other screen. Here we go. You ready? Here comes Farmer
Okay.
Mac. He's got the
Oh,
overalls.
he's a happy fella.
Happy fella. Kitty has jumped over the screen. And let me do it one more time. And that's what I discovered, this free website, animated drawings with Meta. And it is sketch. Let me stop the share. It is sketch, sketch dot meta, metademolab.com. I'm pretty sure it's lab singular. And all you do is upload any kind of a character figure that has visible arms and legs that have to be moved. And then you draw around it with, they give you either a pencil tool or an eraser tool. You constrict the area around it and then you outline it. And then they automatically put lines with dots on them to show what will be animated. They automatically do this, the motion detectors for you. It's not detector, it's motion indicators. So you'll
Right.
see the image with lines here and here and here, and there'll be dots. And you can move these indicators to, and then it says you pick running, jumping, dancing, and funny. You pick the animation style, and it says your animation will be there in a couple seconds, and all of a sudden it's on the screen. It's
That
that
is so
quick.
cool.
It's that quick, and it's completely free, and you don't even need to sign up.
How
I
fun.
found it by accident. So Sherry, I'm getting ready now. I got to go back in, and let's get the advanced, and let's get the computer audio, and let's get the share. And let me close this out. Sherry, it's always a delight to see you, to talk
Yeah,
to
this
you.
is
Let's
fun. Good break
get
today.
this music. Hold on. And then I'll see you soon. I know you're going on vacation. Let's get the music here. Here we go.
So you wanna be
There we go.
a cool
Bonnie D and Sherry M waving goodbye.
Bye for now.
We're still streaming. I'll see you soon, Sherry.
See you
Let's
soon.
give Serge a little credit here for what he's singing. Thank you for designing the music for my lyrics, Serge. Here we go to the bridge. Bop, 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 bop.